I had a little thought today that is the degenerate lifestyle actually all it is kind of cracked up to be, like the whole red pill, and they say just like go to parties, get girls, and it's going to be really fun, you're going to have the time of your life if you do this and that, you get jacked, you're going to get more girls, and it's just like seems a little bit purposeless and soulless rather than purposeful and soulful and actually joyous and actually seems to be giving you something spiritually. It just seems like a pretty purposeless and godless and pretty disgusting thing for people to be doing. And like the way that the whole degenerate lifestyle works is where you go to a party, you fuck someone, and then you just leave, like to never ever see them again. It's just a bit disgusting, and I don't understand how people that do that can actually not feel a little bit of loneliness inside of them. Like everyone gets a little lonely sometimes, but when you have a partner that's more committed than the kind of casual sex degenerate lifestyles that a lot of people choose to follow, you find yourself a lot less lonely, I think, than people who partake in the kind of casual sex lifestyle, because you're not actually developing a meaningful bond with someone. You're just kind of succumbing to an addiction in a way. Like it's just the exact same as a porn addiction that you would have when you were a little kid. It's the exact same thing. You just learn these cool new lame little tactics to get laid and get girls, and it just seems a little bit soulless. And as I say, you're not developing a meaningful connection, you're not developing a meaningful bond, and you're just kind of there chasing an addiction, and it's not going to solve your loneliness. If you feel quite lonely right now and you want that to go away, even in a normal committed relationship, you're still going to feel lonely sometimes, and that's just what happens. You kind of just have to deal with it and get through it and try to be purposeful and work on things that are meaningful to you, to try not distract yourself, but to try focus your mind towards the things that make you happier. And then you can also have your relationship, and that will like completely fulfill your life's existence essentially. But when you not doing either, you've not got this purpose, because your purpose is to like get laid and get girls and follow all this advice from the internet and to get jacked just so you can get girls, not for your own kind of health. And so you're not even actually, the exercise you're doing and the diet that you're having isn't actually making you any healthier. It's just a bit backwards and twisted in a weird sort of way. You're not solving either of the issues. You're gonna still be lonely because you're not developing a meaningful connection, and you're not actually that healthy, and you're not actually doing anything meaningful. And doing something meaningful is like a great thing for someone to feel this kind of spiritual purpose that actually makes their life worth living, is the reason that they wake up in the morning every day. A lot of people, especially like I feel like kids, because school is like the default, the thing that everyone does, and school isn't the thing that people want to do. School isn't the thing that's meaningful to them. School isn't the thing that's meaningful to the world and the external society, so they don't really find any value out of it. It's a struggle for them to like really see the point in why am I waking up just to go to school? They go to school just to see their friends, and it's like everything that's not school is the reason that they actually wake up in the morning. It seems a little bit sad, and I feel like that's why I just dislike the education system a bit. Like, I don't wake up every morning for school. I wake up every morning to know that I can go home, meditate, eat cereal, eat dinner. Maybe I'm working a job or something, and that's what I do when I get home from school. But like, it just seems school is like the most purposeless thing for 99% of people, and it really makes people struggle with finding their actual purpose they can do outside of school, because they're too busy trying to like fulfill their addictions and their degeneracy, and they're just taking all this advice from the internet to try fulfill that thing that's not actually going to solve their loneliness, rather than finding committed relationships or finding a purpose that means that they don't feel lonely all the time because they're doing something and focusing on something that's actually meaningful to them. Like, you won't really be lonely, to be honest, if you have a purpose and you're driven and you work on that purpose, and then eventually, yeah, you'll find someone. That's just natural, that's just what happens. But you still won't feel lonely along the way, because you're working towards this thing that matters more to you than any relationship. But that's just how this whole masculine spirituality or something works, I guess. But I just think that that's a bit of a better path to follow, and I want you to be aware that degeneracy isn't going to solve your loneliness. Taking the advice from internet people and the red pill kind of advice to get laid, get girls, he who gets the most girls is the most masculine, or whatever kind of bullshit like that, that's not going to solve your loneliness, because you're going to a party, you're getting like absolutely drunk because this is like the most soulless thing you could possibly be doing, and you don't really want to be fully conscious while actually doing that act, and then you're just going to fuck someone and just leave. and never see them again. That's just how this whole casual sex degenerate thing kind of works. Like, you literally be done, you'll pack your bags, you'll leave, and all you've done is just fulfilled your addiction, like when you were 11 years old jerking off to some porn on your computer. Like, it's no different. You've just put a little bit of effort into learning some Riz tricks, and now you're like the club king or whatever. Like, there's not actually any difference. You're still going to be just as lonely. You're still going to feel this like soulless, gut-wrenching feeling inside, because you're not developing any connecting bonds with any friends or any woman or any kind of person you're sexually or romantically attracted to in whatever way, shape or form. You're not actually developing any connection. You're not actually developing any kind of meaningful bond or relationship. And even with friends as well, because when it comes to friends and parties, like, if all you do with your friends is go to parties, they're not really your friends. They're just drug partners and addiction partners and addiction fulfillers. And it's just a bit weird. And then they're the kind of people that when you try to be like, yeah, I'm not really feeling it anymore, I'm gonna go to the gym or do something more meaningful, they're gonna like laugh at you and say, oh, what the fuck you're doing, you're young, just enjoy yourself. And they're the kind of people that are gonna bring you down, if I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you. I feel like I've given pretty good advice. I just want to make you aware that degeneracy isn't gonna solve your problems, and it's just gonna make you not very healthy. You're gonna feel a bit soulless inside, and you're still gonna feel a little bit lonely because you're not developing any you're not developing any meaningful bonds with any friends. Even you're not developing any meaningful bonds with people in relationships or your friends either, because people, when you go to parties and stuff, they're not really your friends, they're just addiction partners. That's what I think anyway. You could disagree with me, and I'd like to hear your opinions. Comment down below. I recommend subscribing for more content like this, and have a good day.